Hey, Virginia football fans. It's a great fall Saturday. If you're in the tree stand, if you're getting ready here to tailgate here for college football Saturday, just a little something here. And thanks for thanks for my friend Terry Batten here to give me a little heads up here. So this is just a little sports talk with Rags, starting out with 6A. There's only 9 high schools left in the playoffs, and it looks like Oscar Smith is the number 1 seed. They get a bye there to the region semis, and Thomas Dale has overtaken Manchester as the number 2 seed. Manchester is the 3 seed. They host a regional quarterfinal game as they host Lansdowne, and 4-5 matchup. They pretty much flip flop. They went down to Week 10's game, and it looks like the Bruins here will be 460 West, can eat a pregame meal at Prince George Barbecue, and they're going to LC Bird. So in 6A, the regional quarterfinals, we got Richmond and we got 804 versus 757 with Lansdowne going to Manchester. And then in the other regional quarterfinal, we have 804 versus 757 with LC Bird. Let's see, 6B. So all the other regions, there's 8 teams here. We got Colonial Forge, the number 1 seed there in 6B. They play Garfield, Battlefield playing Forest Park, North Stafford playing Independence, and Patriot playing Woodbridge. Then in 6C, they also have 8 teams. West Springfield is the number 1 team. They play West Potomac. South County plays Fairfax. Lake Braddock plays Falls Church, and Mount Vernon plays Alexandria City. Then in Region 6D, you have Centerville, the number 1 seed, playing George Marshall. Yorktown playing South Lakes. Westfield playing Washington Liberty, and Langley playing James Madison in 4-5. The reason why 6A only gets 6 teams in is there's only 9 high schools. So, while 6B, 6C, 6D, they have a whole slew of high schools. Now in Region 5 here, that is Region 5A is Virginia Beach and Chesapeake. And we have Green Run as the number 1 seed. And there are more than 10 high schools in 5A. So no one gets a bye. So Green Run is the number 1 seed. They host Deep Creek. Then Cox, the number 2 seed, they host Kellum. Indian River will host Salem, and 4-5 Bayside hosts Kempsville. Then in 5B, that's the one with Norfolk, Suffolk, Portsmouth, also the Peninsula. The number 1 seed in 5B by 0.2 points. Kings Fork Bulldogs here get the number 1 seed. So if one plays 2 in the regional championship, the game will be off of Kings Fork Road, not on Powhatan Field. So Kings Fork will host Granby. Maury will host Woodside. Warwick will host Norview. And Bethel will have to come to Nansen River, as Nansen River is the 4 seed. 5C, which is Richmond schools, and and out to Roanoke. Patrick Henry of Roanoke is the number 1 seed. They'll host Franklin County, and for all you Western Branch fans, Franklin County used to be a 6A school. They dropped down in enrollment, so they're now down to 5. So Highland Springs, who's gone a roller coaster with enrollment. They were 5. They went up to 6. Now they're back to 5. They will host Glen Allen, and Glen Allen was a 6A school. They dropped down to 5. Then Fleming will host Douglas Freeman, and Midlothian will host Hermitage. And then 5D here, they have They have 8 or 9 high schools, so the top 2 seeds get a bye, like 6A. Riverbend and Stonebridge are the top 2 seeds there, and their Potomac Falls will host Light Ridge, and John Chappé will host Briarwoods. Then 4. So yeah, Churchland is 4. Okay, so Phoebus, a powerhouse here in 3. They moved up to 4, but Hampton is the number 1 seed, and they host the Manor Mustangs. Lafayette will host Denby. War Hill will host Smithfield, and Churchland will go across the water to play Phoebus there next weekend. 4B, Dinwiddie, the number 1 seed. They will host Hanover. Then Louisa County will host Caroline. Huguenot will host Spotsylvania, and Verona will host Cortland. Then 4C, Loudoun Valley. It's another 4C is another class that has less than 10 high schools. So the top 2 seeds get a bye. Loudoun Valley and Loudoun County. Woodgrove, the 3 seed, will host Broad Run, and Heritage of Leesburg will host Tuscarora. Then in 4D, George Washington, they're the number 1 seed. They will host Liberty of Bealeton. Then Hanley will host Millbrook. Jefferson Forest will host EC Glass, and Sharonda will host James Wood. Then down in 3, Hank Sawyer still doing a great job there at Lake Taylor. They're the number 1 seed. They will host Colonial Heights. Petersburg will host York. New Kent will host Hopewell, and Hawk over there in Norcom will host Tab. And that should be some pretty good matchups there in 3A quarterfinals. 3B, Kettle Run will host Warren County. Culpeper County will host Goochland. Skyline will host Brentsville District. James Monroe will host Meridian. Then 3C, you got Heritage of Lynchburg will host Western Marlboro. Wilson Memorial will host Fluvanna County. Broadway will host LCA. That's Liberty Christian Academy. And Turner Ashby will host Allegheny. Then in 3D, you got Magna Vista hosting Abagon. Lord Botetourt will host Cave Spring. William Byrd will host Bassett, and Carroll County will host Northside. Then Region 2. Poquoson fans, I'm getting to you guys, okay? So Region 2A, Armstrong, the number 1 seed, they'll host Nottoway. Poquoson, the number 2 seed, will host Greensville. 3 will Central of Lewenberg will host King William, and the 4-5 is Thomas Jefferson of Richmond versus Southampton. 2B, they're only so it looks like here in each one of the regions there's only one group that doesn't get 8 teams in, and that's because based on the high schools where they're at. So in 2B, you got Strasburg and Buckingham County that has a bye. Stewart's Draft will host Madison County. Central Woodstock will host Fort Defiance. Then Region 2C. Now we're back to where 8 schools make it. Glenvar will host Nelson County. Gretna will host Dan River. Floyd County will host James River and Buchanan, and Radford will host Appomattox County. Then 2D, Union will host Lee. Ridgeview will host Richlands. Virginia will host Lebanon, and Gate City will host Graham. Then in Region 1A, here you have Essex hosting Charles City. Northampton hosting Colonial Beach. Rappahannock hosting West Point. Northumberland here will host Middlesex. And then in Region 1B, here you have Alta Vista hosting Cumberland. Sussex Central will host Surrey County. Riverheads will host Brunswick, and Luray will host Buffalo Gap. Then Region 1C, Craig County will host Auburn. Giles will host Bath County. Grayson County will host Perry McClure, and Narrows will host George White. Then Region 1D, Eastside will host Roll Retreat. Chilhowie will host Twin Springs. Rye Cove will host Holston, and Honaker will host Northwoods. So, folks, here in the 757, the 804, the 434, the 703, I mean, all across the state of Virginia, the regular season for VHSL football is done. And now it is time here for playoff football, the second part of the 25 season. So good luck to everybody. And we pretty much went over every group, and there's one region in each group that has only 6 teams getting in. So the top 2 seeds get a bye to the regional semifinals. So good luck to everyone. And just if you want to continue to subscribe to Sports Talk with Rags and follow my podcast, just go to YouTube, search Sports Talk with Rags, and there you will hear my content. So thanks again, and good luck to all the teams here in the playoffs.